Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Shara, Prophet, the Mind Magic Coach. I hope that you guys are having a fabulous Wednesday thus far. I first just want to say thank you to everyone that has supported my new product, the Hypnosis Sigil Candle Kits. And also, thanks to those of you who have signed up for classes. I really, really, really appreciate your support. I appreciate your dedication to yourself and also trust in me, to assist you along your path and your journey. So, thank you, thank you, thank you for that. So I'm gonna jump right into this because I gotta go. This is gonna be a very short video. But I wanted to, somebody posted something today and I don't remember like who it was or if it was in a group or something. But they posted something along the lines of those of us who are so-called woke. And I really, that term is so overused and it really kind of irritates me to even use it. But just to kind of, speak upon what they were talking about, that those of us who are so-called woke, when are we going to let go of trying to save others with our conversations and with our teachings, whether you have a social media platform or whether you write a blog or whether you are some sort of healer or, working in the alternative medicine arts, okay? And it really resonated because, for me personally, I'm invested in the health and well-being of all people. I mean, I care about it, but I am more so invested in the health and well-being of those who are seeking health and well-being. And I think that as people who work in the healing arts, we tend to want to save everybody, okay? And we tend to want to help everybody. But this is the thing, help can only be received by those who are willing to receive it and those who seek it. So if they're not even looking for a way to improve themselves or heal themselves, if they're not even aware that healing needs to take place, they're not going to hear the words that you say. They're not going to read the words that you write. They're not going to be able to receive that energy. So it's very important for those of us who have answered the call to be a catalyst for healing. It's important for us to preserve our energy, okay? Conserve your energy and preserve your energy. Because when we're just willy-nilly shelling it out to everybody and overexerting ourselves to try to get people to understand what we're saying and hoping and praying that they open up their eyes and feeling sorry for them and feeling sad for them because they're not aware of what's happening around them, we deplete our energy and we are not available fully to attract to us the ones who are ready for it. And so I want to send this message because I do see a lot of us trying to fight for humanity as a whole. And we can't do that. We can't do that. One, first of all, because each and every one of us is a divine sovereign being. We have a choice and we've made a choice of how we want to live our lives and who we came here to be and how we decide to transition out of this body. A lot of people are very attached to this life. And some of us are attached to somebody else's life remaining in the body, right? We don't want to see all these people die and oh my God, we don't want everybody to get sick. We don't want this to happen. But what we have to remember is that some people have chosen to leave this planet in a specific way, okay? They may not even remember that they chose that. You probably don't remember the way you've chosen to leave this planet. But all of us have, because we are divine sovereign beings, because we do and we do operate from that creator space. We have the ability to create whatever it is that we desire before we came into this body and while we're in this body. Things are happening on an unconscious level. So who are we to get in the way of somebody else's decision to transition how they're going to transition. So this is the other part of the remembrance training for ourselves as those who are catalysts for healing, that we can't save everyone, and that should not be the mission. The mission should be to appear and to show up the way you're going to show up, the way that you're led to show up. And those who are meant to hear it, they'll hear it. Those who are meant to receive it, they'll receive it. And a lot of the reason why there's so much fear mongering right now happening is because those who are doing the fear mongering, some of them are aware and some of them are not. But the ones that are sharing the stories and the news, they understand that the majority of us are attached to life in this body on this planet, okay? And when you're attached to something, that means you're afraid to lose it. And when you're afraid to lose it, you're going to usually do whatever you're told to remain in it. Now, I'm not saying go against the grain and go out here and be careless. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, when we're fearful of losing something and we're fearful of watching others around us potentially lose something as precious as life, we tend to go overboard. We tend to go beyond the call of duty, trying to save someone. I hear people saying, I'm just trying to make sure they stay safe. I'm just trying to keep them safe. I'm trying to make sure my mom is doing this and doing that because I want her to be safe. And I used to do that. I used to be that person that would, always, tell my mother, you need to do this and you need to do that. And I stopped doing it. And crazy enough, once I stopped doing it, she started doing it on her own. And now she calls me and tells me about supplements and, healthier ways of living. Hey, have you tried this? And have you tried that? It's really crazy how the tables have turned. But I stopped doing that simply because I realized that she wasn't quite ready to receive it. Now, she picked up on it eventually, right? So it wasn't in vain for me to say for me to, kind of say, hey, you need to check this out and do that. So, because eventually she did pick up on it. However, it was a lesson for me to say, well, whether she picks up on it or not, I can't hold any emotion around this. I can't be attached to her outcome. And so when you're doing healing work, whether you're a hypnotherapist, you're a Reiki master, if you're a reader, a spiritualist, you're doing some sort of healing work, we cannot be attached to the end result for our clients. We can't be attached to the end result for potential clients. All we can do is hold the space for them, that if they're willing, if they're ready, they'll receive it and they'll be able to apply it and embody it and get the results that they desire. That's all we can do. We can't push and tell people what to do. We can't do that. And if you are a coach or a hypnotherapist or a therapist, you know that we're never telling someone what to do. We're simply allowing them to tap into the part of them, the God in them, that already knows what to do, by asking the right questions, by, sitting there and holding space for them, seeing them at the end result already, and seeing them whole and healed, but not pushing it on them and not being attached to whether or not they get there. Some of them are going to get there and some of them will not. But our job is simply to hold space and to simply be the guide through the process. And we can't be angry if they don't get there, and we cannot hold ourselves responsible if they don't get there. So it's very important that when we do this work for others, that we first do the work for ourselves, to release the need to be right, to release the need to help everyone, to release the need to be the spokesperson for a certain group. For a while, I thought I was going to be the spokesperson for Black folk because they needed this and they needed that, and this is how they're going to heal. But the reality is that every Black person doesn't want to heal. They are happy right where they are. That's the reality of it. And so For me, I had to release that charge that I put on myself. I had to release that feeling that I am the one to go in and save them. I'm not a savior. I save myself, and I'm grateful that I came into that realization because I truly did save myself. It took a lot of pressure off. It took a lot of disappointment off. It took a lot of anger out of me because what I found was I was becoming very angry about the situation when I would see certain things and social injustices and hearing people talk about what needs to be done and seeing politicians talk about what needs to be done. And I'm saying that's not it. They need to start in the mind. They need to start in healing within. However, if they're not ready to do that, if that's not even in their awareness, okay, it's not even in their scope, they're not even vibrating at a frequency where they can pick up on that. What am I doing? I am using up energy trying to get someone else to understand what needs to happen who is not ready for that information, or they've already made a choice that they're going to continue down the path that they've gone down and they don't want to do anything else. So I'm saying this because I feel like a lot of us find ourselves uh, in this position where we're disappointed that we can't help someone, or we're disappointed that somebody just doesn't get what they need to do, and that's okay. That's their choice. They are free to choose. They have free will, and so do we. So being in the position as a catalyst for healing, because I don't call myself a healer, because I heal myself. I'm a healer in the way that I heal myself, right? And I am always healing, but I'm not healing anybody else. I'm a catalyst for healing, meaning I have tools and I have techniques that I teach to others that if they choose to use it, they may tap into their ability to heal themselves. That's already there, right? So, when we are pushing for someone to get it and that doesn't happen, in essence, what we're doing is our, we're imposing our views, we're imposing our thoughts onto them, and sometimes that can push your client away, or a possible client away. We're here to listen, we're here to share, we're here to teach, and that's it. They're going to get the rest. And if they don't get the rest, that's okay. A part of us has to become detached in this work. You can care about your client, you can love your client, but their true love and true actual connection comes in the disconnection, if that makes any sense. When you are able to disconnect, but still be able to tap in to your client's energy, that is when you are in the flow, because you're not carrying anything that they're going through with you after the process. When it's done, you clear your energy and you keep it moving. You don't take it home with you. You don't go home and ruminate over and over in your head. I wonder if that worked for them. I wonder if they're okay. Okay? We have to do that. And we have to break free of the savior syndrome. We have to, in order to save ourselves, in order to preserve and conserve ourselves, our energy. Because if you're not healthy, if you're not in the flow, if you are lacking in any kind of way, then you're not going to be of service to anyone. You're not going to be available to them because you won't be present. If you're consumed with thinking about whether or not this person stopped smoking, or whether or not this person got out of that toxic relationship, or whether or not they decided to start that business, that is up to them to choose that. If you're putting your energy over there, that means you are fragmenting your state. You're fragmenting your mind and your energy. And we must have all of our energy, my energy, your energy. It must all be inside of us so that we can use it and focus on the thing that's in front of us in the present moment, okay? But when we're all over the place and you're spreading your energy around to all of these different places and these different people and these different situations, it leaves you in a frenzy where you're not able to focus your energy on the things that you're really trying to manifest, the things that you're really trying to pull into your own vortex. You're not able to tap into it because you're spread all over the place. And if you find that this is happening, you've got to tap in and pull your energy back to you. Pull it back to you and take it away from the client, okay? So you're leaving only behind your imprint, your words, and your intention. But you pull your energy back to you. You clear yourself of their energy. You reground yourself. You clear and you should be doing this before and after every session you have. Even after speaking on platforms like this, I'm grounding, I'm clearing, I'm resealing and strengthening my aura, and I'm also protecting myself before I get on a platform like this and speak, because it's usually reaching a lot of people, okay? Even if they're not presently on here right now, eventually more people are going to hear, at least 100 people are going to hear this. So that means 100 people will have tapped into my energy on some level. So it is my job to make sure that I stay grounded, that I stay fully clear, and I keep my energy whole and in collective one inside of me as one, not scattered all over the place. And so if you're finding that you're very tired, if you don't have a lot of energy, if you're feeling overwhelmed and burned out, and you are a person that works in the healing arts, then you have to start taking this level of self-care up a notch, which means it's not just about making sure you get enough rest, you drink enough water, and you eat good food, right? Or you go outside and get sun. It's also making sure your energy is clear, your energy is flowing, that you're pulling energy from sources that are not just your own, but other sources from around you. You can pull energy from the earth. You can pull energy from source, from the universe, okay? You can pull energy from other people if you need it, if you know how to do that. I'm gonna teach a class on that soon. But the thing is to always be thinking about you. And I know that sounds selfish. It sounds kind of counterintuitive when it relates to us as healers or us doing, healing work. But you must always be putting you first. Always. Otherwise, you're no good to anyone. You're not good to your children. You're not good to your spouse. You're not good to your clients. You're not good to anyone if you are not putting you first. And so one of the ways that makes it really easy for you to do that is to pull energy in. Pull your energy back. Pull it back from your children. Pull it back from your spouse. Pull it back from your mother. Pull it back from anybody that you've been in communication with. Pull your energy back, but leave behind your impression, your intention, and your words. Leave that behind. Because you want people to still be able to tap into the information part of it, but you pull everything else back so that you can preserve yourself. And that means you have more energy to focus on the other things that you want. And do you know, I have been up since I've really been doing this regularly, and I have to give credit to my mentor, because that was like one of the missing pieces that I had. One of the missing pieces was to pull my own energy back to me every day. I was running my energy vertically up and down the spine, using the Pleiadian energy healing techniques, right? I was doing that. But I wasn't pulling back my energy with as many people as I share my energy with. I wasn't pulling it back. And so I started feeling like I wasn't receiving what I was giving out. Okay. I felt like people were taking, and no one was giving back. Right. And that in itself has a lot of self-sabotaging. It is a self-sabotage behavior pattern to feel like you're giving and giving and giving and you're not getting anything back. And so instead of me continuing in that cycle, learning how to pull my energy back was was like that missing little piece, you know? So I'm very grateful that I learned to do that, and I do it with everyone. Everybody that I'm in contact with. I don't care if I'm on the phone with my mother, if I'm on the phone with a friend, whoever it is, I pull my energy back. You know, I pull it back into me. And it's okay to do that because it's yours and it is your life force. So it's okay for you to pull your energy back. It belongs to you. Okay. And it's very important to do this with people you don't know. So last year, I found out that there was some things taking place, some energy vampires, okay, that were sucking up on me and things like that. But I also found out that when I'm in session, I am not only working with my client, but I'm also in the presence of whatever energies and entities are surrounding my client. Okay. And because, I'm a juicy little apple, I mean, honestly, if I was them, I would want to suck on me too. Okay. So, and those of us who are in the healing arts, we are very juicy. We are very succulent. Our energy is tasty, and our light is bright. So people want to be all up in it. And so, if people want to, people are entities as well. What makes you think that the energies surrounding them and the entities surrounding them are not also enticed and tempted by us, okay, and want to suck? So this is when I realized how important it was to really, really be practicing my energy work consistently throughout the day, not just in the morning, not just at night, but throughout the day in between sessions, okay, before a session and right after, okay? Because we do have to block whatever they're bringing in, okay? And then we also have to put a shield up around what we emit and what we are putting out, okay? So the energy work is very important. And if you're not doing that already, I would highly, highly recommend that you start doing that, all right? I do go into great detail in the Be Magic class about this. I'll probably end up doing a separate, like, smaller class on it eventually, to teach practitioners in general how to do this, because it's very important in order for us to be successful, in order for us to have longevity in what we do and not get burned out. I know a lot of therapists who are just burned out. They're just tired and they're burned out, and it's because they don't understand their energy. They're very left-brained, and they're approaching their work from a left-brain type of mentality, but they're not pulling in the spiritual part, the energy part, the vibrational part of it, okay, which is very, very important if you're going to be doing this work. All right, guys. Hello, everybody. Let's see, who do we have on? Hey. Hi, guys. Hey, Erica. Hey, Lasagna. Hey, Messiah. Hey, y'all. How you doing? Mag Level said that's the sad part of therapy. Yeah. Yeah, everybody is not ready for it. Hey, Doris. Hey, Ty. So, yeah, everybody's not ready to receive, the healing, unfortunately. But but it's up to us to disconnect from that, It's up to us to say, okay, well, they're not ready. I'm not going to hold them hostage and hold them down and make them get it. And the thing is, too, Mag, to kind of just piggyback off of what you're saying, I think even more so, our job is to get over feeling sad about it. You know what I mean? That's the other part of it. Like, not even feeling bad about it. Okay, they don't want it. Fine, move on. There is a certain level of coldness that goes into this, guys. And I know it's counterintuitive to what we're taught to be caring and loving and open and this. And you can still be all of those things while maintaining your sovereignty and putting up your boundaries, okay? So there is a level of like disconnection and coldness that you must go into this with. And when I say cold, I'm not saying shutting them out and not being kind and not being loving. That's not my way. If that was my way, I would not have clients. If that was my way, I would not have people wanting to work with me. That's not the energy that I put out. But what I'm saying is there is a level of logic that must come into this work. So you have to be balanced. You have to come in with that huge heart, that ability to care and have compassion. And then you also have to have that ability to form very strong boundaries, okay? And to leave it at the door, leave it alone. Once it's done, the session's done. It's over with, okay? You don't have to take those people home with you. You don't have to worry about, did they get it or not? And you don't have to feel sad if they didn't get it. You don't have to feel sad if they committed suicide. Yes, it's sad that they did that, but you don't wear that on your shoulders as if you didn't do your job well enough, okay? That's what I mean by releasing the savior syndrome. We cannot be saviors. You can only save yourself. Everyone is responsible for their own salvation, regardless of what we've been taught. Okay? And I know that yes, like non-attachment. Absolutely, Mag. Yep. That's exactly what it is, non-attachment. So we can't be attached to anything. You can't be attached to your life. You can't be attached to your child's life. Yes, it will hurt like hell if your child lost their life, if your parent lost their life. It's going to hurt, and that's being human. That's having emotions. That's feeling the emotions and feeling the transition, and we have to do that. However, practicing a level of disconnect and a level of non-attachment is what brings you into that higher ascension, okay? It brings you into that awareness where you're so expanded that you're able to accept all of the things that happen because everything is needed. Everything is needed. I was doing a meditation last night, and that came in so strong. Everything is needed. It just needs to be in balance. Everything is needed. So what we think is evil, what we think is bad, what we think is terrible, it's needed. But if the pendulum is swinging too far one way, it's out of balance, okay? And it knocks things out of sync. But whether it's swinging too far one way in the so-called good direction, or if it's swinging too far in the other direction, which is the so-called bad direction, is out of balance. And therefore, when things are out of balance, you experience a lot of chaos and turmoil. But this is the other thing. All of it is needed, even the imbalance, even the pendulum swinging all the way over to the left or all the way over to the right. It's needed because eventually it has to slow down and it has to start swinging more in the middle, right? So all of it is needed. And it's all needed so that we are able to come into the awareness of what we actually need, right? What we actually need for our own ascension. So if you've been swinging, your pendulum has been swinging too far to the left, that's a good thing. That's needed too, because you wouldn't know that you needed to swing it a little bit over to the right without it going all the way left. And that's what we're here to do. What I like to call life is remembrance training. This is our remembrance training. We're remembering who we are. We're remembering our power. We're remembering why we're here. We're remembering what we agreed to do before we came into these physical bodies, okay? And some people call it a meat suit. I love the human body so much that I will not lower it to a meat suit. This is a super highly intelligent organism, okay? That's what this body is. So not only do we get to operate from our sovereign spiritual essence, but we also get to operate in these highly intelligent organic machines, okay, that speak its own language, that sends us messages and all kinds of things to let us know when something is out of balance, okay? When you're sick, That means something's out of balance. That means your pendulum has been swinging too far to the left or too far to the right, and it's time to bring it closer to the middle, okay? But in order to do that, we can't be out here trying to save everybody. Everybody is not going to live forever. We all know that we gotta go, right? We all know that. That's inevitable. If nothing else in this life is certain, death is. That's certain. So trying to stop it from happening is really going against nature. Because none of us, I don't care how much research you've done, none of us really knows why things are happening the way they're happening right now. We can have a feeling about it, we can have an idea, we can have a nudge, but nobody really knows, right? Nobody really knows. Even if you are a person that researches ancient texts, which I am one of them, and it is already written in there, that's still not all of the story, because everything that is supposed to happen hasn't been written. A lot of knowledge is not written. A lot of knowledge is pulled down from the ethers. When you go into deep meditation, when you go into the darkness, that's when you find answers for things that nobody else has ever found. And sometimes it's meant for you to share it, and sometimes it's meant for you to keep it to yourself. So we don't really know, right? We don't. But what we can do, we can remember that I am the savior for myself. And as I continue to save myself and heal myself, I also can teach someone else the things that I've done in my life that help me. I can teach them, and it's their decision. They get to choose if they're going to apply it, if they're going to embody it, or heck, if they're going to take it, switch it up, and add their own thing to it and make it 10 times better than what I taught, right? That is all I am here to do. That's it. Save myself, heal, and teach it to people who are ready for it and who want to use it, and they get to choose whether or not they do that or not. That's it. And it takes so much heaviness off of, it takes the burden of the world off your shoulders. Free yourself. If you've been getting headaches, if you've had neck pains, back pains, shoulder pains, lower back pains, you want to check in and talk to those parts of the body and ask, what is it? What are you trying to tell me? Because 9 times out of 10, a lot of us, especially if we are empathic, especially if we are super tapped in, especially if you are in the healing arts, a lot of us are feeling the collective pain, okay? We're feeling the collective fear. We're feeling the collective uncertainty, confusion, the anger, right? We're feeling it. It's time to free yourself of that and remind yourself, I am not the savior of the world. I am only here to save myself and spread the information that I received from the process of saving myself. And those who are ready to catch it will catch it, and those who don't won't. Okay? So I hope this has been helpful. Please share this video. Like I said, you guys, the Be Magic class is still open for registration. Okay, class is starting today, but classes will be recorded. So if you aren't able to sign up today and you sign up in week 3, that's totally fine. The classes will be recorded, so you can jump in at any time, okay? You can go to my website, opendoorhypnosis.com, to get more information about the Be Magic class. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, go set up a free phone consultation so we can discuss the ways that you might want to use hypnosis or some of the other services that I provide to assist you in your journey. All right, guys. So I love you so much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for lending me your ear and your energy. Remember to pull it back to you as I'm going to pull it back to me, okay? If you have questions, you can always email me, Shara at opendoorhypnosis.com. And I do have 2 more energy clearing herbal bath and tea blends left, and then I have 3 of the hypnosis sigil candles left. The kits are gone right now. I'm trying to find, and it's crazy, the I'm trying to order herbs because I like using high quality herbs, and the place that I order them from, they're basically not taking online orders right now because it's really difficult to get a hold of things due to the coronavirus and things like that. So if you guys know someone who is a great supplier of bulk herbs, please inbox me because I am looking, and I need to order a lot, so that I can restock everything. Okay. So I love you so much. Thanks again. Have a wonderful day. And remember that you and only you are the key to a new you. Be blessed.